going to be, but we're going to give it a whirl. One thing that's really important, especially since we've been kind of locked away in our homes, is getting some sunlight. Sunlight is going to provide some vitamin D. Vitamin D, some people say, is a hormone. It's not just a vitamin. It really helps with a lot of life processes and helps with your overall mood, your energy levels, and just your overall feeling of well-being. So getting outside, especially on a nice day like today, can be a huge benefit for not only your physical self, but your overall health and your mental well-being. Vitamin D is crucial. If you live in an area that doesn't get a lot of sunlight, it's even more important that you take and supplement with vitamin D, and you eat things like egg yolks that contain natural levels of vitamin D. There are some people that you can listen to on the subject, like Dr. Gaglione, for example, that could explain it better than me. But I thought I would like to share that with you all, and if nothing else, when it is sunny out, when it is nice outside, I invite you to go for a 10-minute walk. I invite you maybe just to sunbathe for a bit, maybe do some work outside if it's not too hot. Just get some exposure to the sun. There's a lot of positive benefits to exposing yourself to sunlight. So I'm just going to do a couple of quick stretches, and I'm actually going to do a little bit of a longer yoga kind of recovery session a little bit later. But I wanted to kind of share that with you as I do some outdoor cardio. And by cardio, I mean walking, because I don't really do too much intense cardio, to be honest. I think especially if you are a lifter watching this, just going for some walks for general health, getting the blood flow can be a huge benefit, especially if you don't have a contest coming up. It's going to have a lot of benefits, not a lot of downside. You always want to ask yourself, like Mark Smelly Bell says, how does this help? How does this hurt? And going for a few 10-minute walks, a couple of 20-minute walks can have huge benefits, and it's not going to really be a detriment. It's going to be only a positive. So super important that you just get outside, get some sun. So I'm going to do that right now. And if you want to get a little bit more spiritual, if you want to kind of dig a little bit deeper, you could think about some things that you're grateful for. You could visualize your goals. One of the things I've been working on is visualizing how I'm going to look on stage on August 1st, which is my show date. So I've been doing a lot of visualization on how I'm going to look, how the tanning is going to look, how I'm going to look with the lighting, how I'm going to pose, how I'm going to perform on the show day. Imagery and visualization can be very powerful, and if you're interested in getting some actual guided imagery or guided powerlifting visualization and imagery sessions, we have some on our YouTube channel. I'd be happy to share a link with you all if you shoot me a DM. So I'm going to take a few moments to visualize and take that in. So I want you to think about, if you're following along right now, if you're following along after the fact, I invite you to visualize a goal that you're working towards and take yourself there. Try to feel what it's going to feel like. Try to see what it's going to look like. Try to hear what's around you. The more senses you can incorporate into your imagery session, and the more vivid you can make those images, the more clear and more colorful, the better it's going to be. I also am going to do a heavy deadlift tomorrow. I alluded to in my story. I like to test my strength every 3 to 4 weeks during this bodybuilding prep. This will be the first time I'm actually using a competition lift, and partly just to kind of help promote our socially distanced deadlift contest on July 18th. So that'll be a little fun thing I'm doing, but also I want to see where my strength is at. So I'm going to use the deadlift as a barometer. And then after that, I'm going to slowly cut barbells out from my training. As I get closer to the show, I want to be more specific, so I'll be adding more posing into my routine. I'll be doing more isolation work and less compound movements. Because I'm not going to get much bigger, I'm not going to get any stronger in the next 4 to 6 weeks. But I want to maintain muscle mass, and I want to be more specific, just like you would a powerlifting meet. When you're 4 to 6 weeks out from a powerlifting meet, you want to do more of the competition movement. So the competition squat, the competition bench, the competition stance deadlift for doubles, singles, and triples. So as I get closer to the bodybuilding show, I'm going to do more isolation work, I'm going to do more posing practice, and I'm going to do more cardio and less compound heavy movements, because that's not going to be as specific. The posing routine is going to be the most specific, so that's going to ramp up quite a bit. And it's just good to kind of realize where specificity is important and where it's not. So when you're far out from a contest, if you don't have a contest coming up, I do invite you to incorporate some more variety in your training. And as you get close to a contest, you could add in more imagery sessions to do so. So we're gonna do a little breathing exercise. I'm gonna get comfortable here. And I'm gonna focus on, I'm going to visualize my show date on August. I invite you to pick a goal. My cross-legged stance still needs some work, but I'm gonna stay here. This is pretty comfortable for me, so I'm going to hang out here for a bit. So I'm going to take myself to the Marriott in Teaneck, New Jersey on August 1st, and I invite you to go to the place where your goal is. The more specific your goal and the more specific the date and the place, the better the visualization and imagery will be. I'm going to take a deep breath into the nose, hold, exhale, breathe in, hold, exhale, breathe in, hold, exhale, breathe in, hold, exhale. So I'm going to use the deadlift as an example. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a guided deadlift imagery for you guys, because I know that probably most people watching are not doing a bodybuilding show currently, and people watching after the fact are probably not doing a bodybuilding show currently. So tomorrow I'm going to go for a heavy deadlift. I have a number in mind that I want to hit, and I'm going to keep that to myself for the time being, so it's a little bit of a surprise for you guys. But I'm going to imagine that number. I'm going to imagine what the plates are going to look like. I know exactly how many plates are going to be on the bar. I know the belt I'm going to wear. I know the socks I'm going to wear. I know the suit I'm going to wear. I know maybe what music's going to be playing. So a lot of those things are going to be in my control since it's a training session. So I'm going to imagine those things happening, and I'm going to imagine myself getting my straps on, my belt tightened. I'm going to imagine myself and see myself go to the chalk ball. I'm going to feel the chalk in my hands. I'm going to hear the music playing. I'm going to hear the lyrics. I'm going to imagine myself and see myself walk to the platform. I'm going to imagine myself visualizing the lift, setting up the lift, because I go through visualization before heavy lift as well. Visualize my setup, my execution of the technique, and the success of the technique. I'm going to see myself, I see myself setting my feet, setting my grip, taking my air, getting an intra-abdominal pressure, pulling the air lower into my belly, pulling myself down to the bar, engaging the lats, twisting the bar toward me, pulling the slack out, driving with my legs, shoving my knees out, spreading my groin, spreading the material of the suit, using my legs to power it to my knees. The bar starts to stall as it's a heavy weight. I continue to push my legs through the ground and drive my hips forward, more forward still, eventually squeezing my glutes, standing tall to lock out, stabilizing the weight, waiting for the down signal, and bringing the bar down under control with my hands on the bar until it reaches the floor. And that's an example of a guided visualization that you could do. And if you want more information on that, you could shoot me a DM. And I thank you guys for watching, and I invite you to get some sun. I invite you to do some imagery work, and I invite you to enjoy this lovely day and think about some of the things you're grateful for. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, stay strong and see you soon.